Hello and welcome to the Cat Scrappiness YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, or LV Handcrafted here on YouTube, and today I am crafting with the Say Cheese card making kit. Here's what all comes included. You have a pre-scored and folded card base that measures 4¼ wide by 5½ tall. There are 2 sheets of 6x6 patterned paper. We have this really lovely Polaroid camera die cut ephemera, 2 of our Quokka characters, which are full color pre-cut, Say Cheese as our sentiment, and a little Polaroid frame. And finally, just to add some bling to our project, a sample pack of rhinestones. So I've already cut my pieces and I'll show you how quickly this card can come together. So let me go ahead and set these aside and I'll bring on the pieces I've already cut. I've got my card base here. This piece has been cut to 3½ wide by 5½ tall. So go ahead and adhere this to my card base. And this will stretch the full height of the card base. And so I'm looking to just center it left and right. And with this pattern paper, it's not directional, so you can twist it, turn it, whichever direction you'd like. And I'll just go ahead and aim for about center. So we should have about a little bit less than ½ inch on either side. Once I have that in place, I will go ahead and burnish this really well, make sure it's well stuck down. My next piece is from the red pattern paper, and this piece measures 2¼ wide by 5½ tall, and we're going to layer that right on top. And again, I'm going to center that. So we'll have, again, about ½ inch or so of the yellow pattern paper will be showing on both sides. So we kind of have this nice stripe effect, which I think mimics really well the striping on the Polaroid camera there. So love how that's been designed for us. And then let's start to assemble some of our die cut elements here. So I've got this little bit of red pattern paper. It measures 1 7/8 wide by 2 inches tall. So it's going to fit as the background to my Polaroid frame. And I'll put my little selfie Quokka inside this frame. So what I'll do is run a thin line of glue right at the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I like to kind of break that frame a little bit. So he's actually going to pop up outside of the frame, which I think just makes him look a little bit more fun and cute. So we've got him there. Then I can put adhesive on the back of all of this and attach the red pattern paper to the back here. And that gives a nice little backdrop for our Quokka. I'm going to be sure to burnish everything, make sure everything is really well stuck down. And then if you want, you can put a little bit of glue behind the ear too, just to make sure that's tucked down as well. Then we've got our elements, and now you can have some fun with how you'd like to compose everything. So let's have this Quokka kind of popping up from, just peeking up from behind our Polaroid camera. I think that would be kind of cute. And then we can have, now we've got our Say Cheese sentiment and as well our little Polaroid frame. So we could maybe do something like this. I like kind of centering the, now you could choose to stop at any point. Maybe you want to conserve some of your pieces. So if you wanted, I think that right there would make a really nice finished card because this camera is so large. I think it makes a wonderful focal image. You could even put the sentiment right inside there if you wanted. I think that would be cute too. And then as well, you could add this additional element too. So kind of like the idea of centering my Polaroid and just having all of those stripes really line up, but then breaking that frame a little bit just for some interest and maybe putting this on a little bit of an angle to overlap, and then maybe popping our sentiment down here. So that might be something fun that you can play with. So there's a lot of different ways that you can craft with what's in this kit. And of course, once you have your kit at home, you can make whatever design you'd like. And that's the beauty of card making kits, is that you have that freedom to create it to your liking. So let me first go ahead and get this element down. So I'll go ahead and adhere that. We do also have bundles where you can actually get not only the kit components that you see here, but you can also get the original stamps and dies that inspired all of these kit elements. So let's see. Yeah, I think I definitely want this quokka on this side, because then you have a quokka sort of on the right half and then a quokka on the left half. And I might actually pop this quokka up on some foam. So let's get some foam squares behind this element here. I think foam dots or foam squares are really great for adding just that bit of dimension and interest to an element. So I think it kind of helps something pop off the page a little bit more. And so we'll go ahead and get this attached. And the last element will be the sentiment. And then we'll be done with this card. So the nice thing about card making kits like this is that because we get these ephemera pieces, there's no stamping, there's no coloring, there's no die cutting. If you don't have all the things, you can still craft with this kit. And it's just so easy and fast to make beautiful cards. So I think right about there's where I'd like that. And I'm gonna attach my sentiment straight to my card. I won't pop this up on foam. That way I can tuck it a little bit underneath the frame here and have it peeking out, and again having it break that edge there. So I think that looks lovely. Then the last thing I want to do is add a little bit of bling just to add some sparkle to this card. So we do get a sample pack of these rhinestones, and if you do look at the bundles, there is a big bundle that actually includes some of these tools. So you can get the triangle embellishment tray and as well this dual-ended embellishment tool. So on one end there's a piercing tool. This is great if you do a lot of die cutting. It helps you poke out your die cuts. And then on the other end there's a wax tip, which is perfect for picking up all of these little gems. So I'm going to dot a couple around this card. And what's really great is that the rhinestones come in different sizes, so it's a nice mix. I always love when mixes include different size elements because I feel like that helps you to break things up a little bit. And look, there's actually 3 different sizes. I'll put a really big one there. I want some bling next to all of my quokkas. That way there's something bright and shiny to catch your eye and hopefully get your attention up towards that corner there. Put another one there. And you could have so much fun just dotting these little embellishments all over your card. So you can see how few I'm using versus, and this is just a sample pack, so imagine the full pack of sequins that you could get. And so let me put another one right there. Get a little small one. Actually, I think there's at least 3 different sizes. All right, so I think that's looking good. And that's gonna be it for this card. So what's nice about the little triangle trays is that you can really easily just pour them right back into the baggie because it's got that pointed edge there, and that makes cleanup really simple. So let's get a final look at this card. I'll show this card to you up close and give you a nice close-up look at everything. So I hope you'll check out this card kit. We actually have 2 different styles of card kits. This one, as I mentioned, is called Say Cheese. And the other one is I Love You This Much. It has a pink and teal color scheme to the pattern papers, and it features our quokkas as well. And do check out the various bundles that we have for both of these kits because, as I mentioned, you can get not just the kit components that I showed in this video, but as well you can get the stamps and dies that these ephemera pieces were inspired by, and that way you can stamp and die cut as many more as you'd like. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.